Hello, I'm Ayako Sekiguchi from Wellness Kitchen. This time here, I'm going to introduce a refreshing plum syrup that preserves the delicious flavor of green plums in a storage bag and can be enjoyed in just 3 days. As the weather gets warmer, it's the perfect season for green plums, so they are starting to appear in stores. When you think of plum recipes, you might think of making plum wine, plum syrup, or even dried plums. At this time of year, the refreshing taste of green plums is just perfect. With their beautiful appearance and fragrance, I think many people want to enjoy this delicious flavor as soon as possible. That's why this time, I'm making a syrup that lets you enjoy the deliciousness of green plums directly in just 3 days in the refrigerator with a controlled sweetness. You can have a little every day, and it's perfect for refreshing yourself, recovering from fatigue, or preventing summer heat exhaustion. If you're interested in more plum recipes, please check out my other videos as well. Ernest Kitchen, where aging becomes a journey that begins with every meal. We will continue to deliver information that will refresh both your mind and body, so please subscribe to our channel. Here are the ingredients. We have 1 kilogram of green plums, 1 pound of rock sugar, and 14 ounces of granulated sugar. I'm using granulated sugar, but feel free to use your preferred sugar. For this recipe, I'm using green plums. Please choose ones that are firm and not damaged. First, wash the plums. There is a stem at the opening of the plum, so let's remove it. You can take it off by hand, but sometimes it's stuck pretty firmly. In that case, use a toothpick to remove it. This way, you can easily get rid of the stem part. After thoroughly washing the plums, add salt and gently rub them together to mix well. Rub the plums firmly with coarse salt. If you use plums that are already soft at this stage, they may get crushed easily, so it's better to use firm, green plums to avoid too much damage. Using plums also helps prevent spoilage, and you can enjoy a refreshing and pleasant flavor as a result. For this recipe, you can use softer plums. Green plums are also suitable. Once the sugar has dissolved completely, just leave it as it is for a while. Add just enough water to cover the plums that have been coated with salt. Then let it sit like this for a while, and the plums will release their juice. Place the part of the header at the bottom and hit it with a stick to split it. At first, I wanted to keep the original texture as much as possible without crushing them, but as you can see, the pieces are cracking apart. It feels like the plums are splitting into chunks, so please be careful not to hit them too hard. If you press it gently like this, it will split apart. If you find a plum that doesn't seem to split, please use a knife to cut along the seam like this, making a half circle cut around it. It's hard to split firm plums, so if you choose really hard green plums, it can be difficult to work with. If you find it tough, just hit them and try to split them gently. All of the plums have been split now. If you press them gently like this, you'll see they come apart easily. But if you hit them, about half of them will split cleanly like this. By doing this, the seasoning will soak in faster. You can do the same thing with almost any plum. Using storage bags makes it really easy and convenient. Once you've put in about 1/3 of the plums, add about 1/3 of the rock sugar as well. Once the rock sugar has settled into the plums, add about half of the remaining plums. Add the rest of the plums and finally add the remaining rock sugar. Now gently mix everything together so that the rock sugar is evenly distributed. You can use a special jar or anything else you have. It's really simple. Next, make sure to remove any excess air and seal the container tightly. Just like this. It's fine to store it in a cool, dark place, but if you're worried, you can also keep it in the refrigerator or a vegetable compartment. Just put it in as it is. You can let it soak for about 3 days. As the rock sugar dissolves, moisture will come out of the plums and eventually this will turn into syrup. You can just keep soaking the plums as they are, but if you're worried, you can double bag them for extra peace of mind. After 3 days, the plums will look like this. The sugar has mostly dissolved, and it seems like the syrup is completely covering the plums now. Every day, make sure to take it out of the refrigerator and gently shake it like this. If you don't stand it up, the sugar will stick evenly to the plums, so you can just gently roll them around. When it gets hot, take it out of the refrigerator and just gently mix or turn it over. I changed their positions in the refrigerator, stood the plums up like this, and stored them in the fridge. It's pretty solid, but if there's too much air left inside, the plums won't be fully submerged. So please try to remove as much excess air as possible. I stand them up and put them in the fridge. After about 3 days, the plums will look like this. I'd like to show you how they look inside. It looks like this. The syrup has blended well with the plums and the plums have become soft and plump, completely soaked in the syrup. It looks like this and it's complete. It looks like this. All the rock sugar has completely dissolved and this is how it should look in the middle of the process. Leaving the plums in will enhance the flavor. You can remove them at this stage if desired. The remaining liquid is plum syrup, which can be mixed with carbonated water or similar beverages to enjoy. Plum syrup is delicious, easy to drink, and ready to enjoy. Making it is really simple, so have fun trying it out. I want to try tasting the homemade syrup made from green plums. Sorry for standing up like this. How refreshing! The aroma of green plums spreads throughout my mouth. The gentle tartness and pleasant sweetness blend together, providing a refreshing taste that feels like it would help recover from fatigue. The soothing aroma of the plums is also comforting to the heart. Just by looking at the green plums, you can almost sense how delicious they are. If you actually bit into a green plum, it probably wouldn't taste quite like this, but this is exactly the flavor you would imagine from a green plum. While not authentic, this carefully prepared dish mimics the real flavor. It can be made in the fridge in 3-4 days. It's actually a really simple recipe, so I hope you'll try enjoying green plums as soon as possible. If you feel like the flavor hasn't soaked in enough, just leave it in the fridge a little longer and the taste will become richer, almost as if you had simmered it on the stove. This time, we're going to enjoy the deliciousness of green plums just as they are directly. Let me introduce you to a heavenly green plum syrup. When making plum recipes, use special jars and consider storage. Some people might find it troublesome, but if you want to make it, you can also use storage bags, so don't worry at all. I really want you to try this dish. Feel free to experiment with different recipes too. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I hope to see you again in another video. Thank you very much for watching.